Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Strengthening the commitment made by the Indian government for developing stronger bilateral ties with the UK in a post-Brexit world, the India-UK Tech Summit held at New Delhi focused on bridging gaps and driving greater collaboration across industries. Apart from providing an exciting platform for companies of both countries to explore future collaborations, business leaders and experts were also focusing on the United Kingdom's role on helping Indian companies go global and the benefits of collaborating with the UK to expand an organization's global footprint.
How significant are your interests in the UK? How important a market is the UK for Infosys?
So UK has been a fairly important market. Overall from size, it's the second largest country for us. Close to 9% of our revenues come from UK. On a $10 billion, we are talking of close to $1 billion in revenues coming from the UK. For us, UK is also a gateway to Europe, so that is all the more important from our perspective. Nearly half of our team, close to 45% of our team spread across Europe is based in UK. And in terms of the work that we do, a lot of work that we do in the UK services a lot of interactions that we are having in the Europe as well. So from that perspective, it's a very, very important market.
In the next 5-year horizon, how do you think links with the UK can help India go truly global?
There are two parts. One is with the Brexit looming ahead, I think the ties with India are definitely going to deepen. There is this big focus on make in India in the Indian context, and there is a bit of a gap in terms of technological know-how, which is available in spades in the UK. UK has a big challenge on volumes and scale, which is rampantly available in India. So I think from that perspective, I see UK contributing far more to the Indian economy than it was in the past. Swachh Bharat, there is an equivalent implementation in the UK. So there are a number of, if you look at the PM's initiatives here and map that with the action and the work already happened in UK in some stage of form, I think there is a lot more that the UK can contribute and in different areas and industries.
How significant are HCL's interests in the UK?
So HCL's been in the UK since 1996, and I think we are one of the largest tech investors in the UK from India. Roughly maybe over $1 billion of investment over the last 10-15 years. And we have a pretty large business across India. Majority of which really comes out of the UK. So for us, UK is quite an important market.
And how do you think ties with the UK can really help India go global in the next 5 years or so?
For companies which are right now, let's say in the Indian marketplace and looking to go global, I would say the UK does present a basket of sort of benefits which are quite unique, right? A very open culture, a very large market which is actually quite open in the way they adopt new technology trends, right? So a lot of those things, the English language, right? Just the cultural affinity, Indians find it quite easy sort of settling in the UK in many ways, right? So a lot of those are unique advantages, and if we were to just use that and find a way to get the UK and the Indian businesses to collaborate better and given the context of the Indian market, which is now among the largest in the world and growing very rapidly, right? The sort of the clustering between the two countries could really enable some extremely viable business models.
How significant is the UK market for Tech Mahindra as a whole?
Absolutely very significant, because if you look at the history of Tech Mahindra, it started from UK. Incidentally, we are just completing probably one of the biggest milestones in India-UK tech relationships. I think the biggest. Tech Mahindra, which was earlier known as MBT, and British Telecom had the tech relationship for the now last 30 years. So this is the 30th year of this engagement. So for us, business outside India pretty much started in the UK, and we have since not looked back, and it continues to grow.
How conducive is the business environment in the UK for Indian companies?
very conducive. We've had extremely good experience working with UK corporations. The style of doing business and the area, the way the conversations happen is extremely conducive for both parties. But from our perspective, it's a very open business environment in the UK, and it allows people to expand well. We've taken advantage of this and actually grown some very significant skill bases in our journey from what we call as an IT to DT journey, design, data and digital, which is what every company needs to go through. And so we are pinning a lot of our hopes in terms of our work environment in the UK.
Yours is a conglomerate with very diverse business interests. What are your interests in the UK, and what has your experience of the business environment been like?
Well, I think we have a long history of associating with the UK. My power plants are powered with Rolls-Royce turbines, and we have a very major IT and BPO presence in the UK. We employ about 4,000 people. We are going to add another 1,500 people to that. We've had a good experience. We do believe there is a future. The present, of course, is good. There is a future.
As far as the ease of doing business and the regulatory environment in the United Kingdom is concerned, what has your experience been like?
I think the regulatory framework has never held us back, because as long as you adhere to the value systems and you adhere to what is expected of you, the system moves.
How significant are your investments in the UK? How important is the UK market for Wipro and Wipro Digital particularly?
UK is a very important market for us. Almost 25% of Wipro's global business comes from Europe. A vast majority of that comes from UK. So UK is a very important hub for us, not only getting business from the local market, but also some of our talent that sits in UK and serves our business globally.
How is the UK really enabling innovation and, empowering startups and basically just giving a push to entrepreneurship?
I'm an optimist, and even with the current environment, I actually feel it may help kickstart more innovation, as UK has sort of more control and more imperative now to really differentiate. So I believe that will further improve the innovation capabilities within UK. Even earlier, I think UK has done very well in certain industries. Fintech, for example, is a very thriving industry, which is now pushing and putting pressure on banks to innovate.
Talking about his experience as an entrepreneur and now as Deputy Mayor of London, Rajesh Agarwal gave us his opinion on why the UK should be the first choice for Indians to do business.
You moved to London, you built a multi-million pound business there. First off, what made you move to the UK?
Well, I got an opportunity. I was a 24-year-old, wanted to see the world. I got an opportunity and I didn't want to miss on that. And London is truly a city of opportunities. Went to London, and then I was in a job for about 3 years. And then I set up my own business with very little money. Actually, I had no money, and there's a sort of story that when I wanted to start my own business, I went to a bank asking for a £10,000 loan to start the business, created a little PowerPoint presentation to give it to them, and banks turned me down. So I went back to the same bank 2 days later, and I said, "You're right, maybe I should not start my own business, and I'll continue in my job. But I'm thinking of buying a car." So they lent me £20,000 to buy the car. So that shows the entrepreneurial spirit can actually overcome any kind of hurdles you have. And London is a great place, and that's why I moved to London. It's a city of opportunities.
How can the UK really help India in going global?
London is already home to many Indian businesses, and those Indian businesses in London employ over 50,000 people. So there is already a strong trade link between the two countries. Already large Indian corporates are actually raising funds. So classic example of HDFC, I remember a couple of months ago when they came to London Stock Exchange to raise $450 million for the first time, issued masala bonds, which is the Indian rupee denominated bond. So those are the examples. So whether it's access to finance, whether it's using technology and providing expertise, because in India, apart from smart cities, we could work together on infrastructure, which would actually help because we've got great experience. I know a lot of cities in India want to improve the local transportation. Now, the metro network in London, which is the tube, is 150 years old, and it's world class. So we've got a lot of expertise there that can be shared.
Apart from building business interests in the UK, the summit also gave serial entrepreneurs like Emma Sinclair the opportunity to understand the Indian business ecosystem and identify further areas of collaboration.
How do you think India and the UK could join hands to promote entrepreneurship in both these great nations?
Entrepreneurship, innovation, it's a universal language. It doesn't really matter where you are. It's borderless. So what I know is that from my perspective, and the perspective probably of many of the other people who've come on the trade mission, we have the opportunity to share our rich experiences with people this week in India, and equally we have the opportunity to learn from some of the Indian delegates that we'll be meeting too, which I'm really looking forward to doing.
And with internet penetration and mobile penetration really increasing in India now, what sort of opportunities do entrepreneurs like you spot here?
Well, my jaw practically dropped this morning when someone said that every second there are 3 Indians who discover the internet for the first time. So first of all, that is an enormous opportunity for India in terms of education, in terms of banking, in terms of customers for consumer products. But second of all, it's also an enormous opportunity for Great Britain. I mean, we are, as I understand it, the largest investor within the G20 group in India. There's a long and historic partnership between India and the United Kingdom in terms of trade, and that is such a rich number in terms of opportunity. And as an entrepreneur, I heard that and I just thought, wow, that is staggering.
The 3-day summit culminated with the final presentations for the 3rd edition of the Tech Rocketship Awards. Celebrating India's best and brightest technology startups, 10 budding entrepreneurs win a trip to the UK and are given access to the best British expertise in the field, giving their innovations a strategic boost to reach out to larger global audiences. What the entrepreneurs weren't aware of was that at the Tech Summit, they were also pitching to potential investors to win on the spot funding and finance.
The Tech Rocketship Awards has been the most successful startup linking with angel investors, venture capital competition that I've certainly seen going on in the world at the moment, and I think we should be very proud of that. 10,000 companies and startups have touched the competition since it launched this year, so that's an amazing feat. We shortlisted to the best 35 and then had a cross-India pitching round exercise, which I know that the eminent members of the jury actually took part in. Those 10 winners are here to pitch again to our eminent jury today. I want that jury to be kind, but not too kind, because it's the very pressure that they will be under that has made you the successes you are today. So be kind, but not too kind to them.
From medtech to fintech, there were a host of extremely innovative solutions to meet the growing demands across various sectors. Ramnath Babu, co-founder and director at Venflex R&D, was pitching to give his medtech innovation a global boost.
So did you know 1 in every 10 couple in India and elsewhere suffer from infertility? So if you look at the numbers, the number of IVF cycles, which is the predominant way solution, is increasing steadily. On the demand side, we have about 33 million couples. On the supply side, though, there are only about 1,000 embryologists and a decade-old technology which is trying to bridge the gap, which is unable to bridge the gap. So our calculations indicate we need a 300x improvement in the existing bandwidth. Otherwise, we will not have such a big audience probably 30 years down the lane. So towards this, we believe technology is the way to scale non-linearly and bridge the gap. So this is RoboXC, a device to assist the embryologist. So the total market is about $3.7 billion. And we are targeting a $600 million in UK alone. And one interesting fact is IVF was itself born in UK in 1977, for which the pioneers got the Nobel Prize.
How much better are you compared to anything that is best in class globally?
The whole tech is is based on something which is very novel that came out of our PhD work at IISc. So that way, whatever patents we have are very fundamental. So like I said, some of the features that we offer, nobody else offers. So they are kind of the first of its kind.
No, but if you compare with the conventional way of in vitro fertilization, how much better are you? I mean, do you enhance chances 10 times, 20 times, 100 times?
Correct. So at least 5x in terms of quality, overall outcomes.
Amongst the mix of pioneering ideas being showcased at the awards, Rasik Pansare, co-founder and CMO at Get My Parking, was pitching his innovative idea to tackle what is possibly one of the largest new age menaces of the developing world.
Parking, the word itself induces pain in our head, right? It's that big a problem in any urban area around the world. But what are we doing about this problem, especially in emerging markets like India, where the entire industry is completely unorganized? So me and my co-founder Chirag Jain started on this journey last year in July to make this chaotic world of mobility and transport and parking in India and other emerging markets more organized. So we have a very good team of 30 members today who every night dream of organizing this chaos into a very smooth experience for you. Uber organized the entire taxi industry by putting a phone in the hand of every taxi driver. We have put a phone and a small Bluetooth printer with every parking attendant on the road, and hence digitize all the parking data that's happening. Now all that data comes onto a platform which today we have integrated with all the leading hardware manufacturers. So any sensor in the world or a boom barrier company or any other parking infrastructure needed is integrated onto our hardware, onto our platform, and that pulls into the entire ecosystem into a smart parking ecosystem.
Hi Rashik, that was great.
Hi, Emma.
For anyone that doesn't know, I've owned 2 parking companies and exited them both successfully. So I was particularly interested to have a read about this. First of all, you mentioned you had 125 sites in Delhi. Congratulations. What are the opportunities like elsewhere in India? Because what I'm imagining is that there are a number of massive conurbations that perhaps need your services, but outside of that, how can you manage that? What's the opportunity in India first? Because, by the way, in the UK, the market is extremely evolved, and all of these technologies and all of these processes have been going on for years. And in fact, I found the first website in the world that did this.
So in India itself, thanks to the new Smart City initiative, we have 100 smart cities coming up. No city can become a smart city without smart parking, which if you go as per the budget, I think more than 2,000 crore worth of market has opened up only due to this 100 smart city for us. So we are already talking to all the government officials. In fact, Jaipur Development Authority appointed us for an official pilot at 6 locations in Jaipur.
RepUp.co, a B2B management platform by founder Pranjal Prashar, aims to help the hospitality sector address the all-important issue of customer experience, giving hotels the tools to take informed decisions to enhance overall customer experience and ratings.
So we help hotels with their customer experience management. We help them measure each and every stage of customer stay when they are within the premises, and we help them improve it over a period of time. So we have developed a CEM framework. We call it ORMMM, Online Reputation Management Maturity Model, where we mine all the review available around a hotel across 200 plus platforms in a single dashboard. Then we run an NLP-based analysis over it, and then every department gets a report around how they are performing.
And your metrics on how a hotel would measure what improvement it's seen, are these very clear metrics?
Okay, so this evolves every now and then, because we have to incorporate new measures with every client we add. Like whatever is relevant for Oyo may not be relevant for Taj. But a master framework has been developed so far, which caters to most of the hotels today.
So can you link what you're picking up from the customer to the internal parameters of the hotel as to how they are operating, what housekeeping is doing, what
Absolutely.
F&B is doing, etc.
Yes, so we can map it to the person who has delivered. So let's say food was bad, we can map it who was the responsible person for that negative experience.
give a big round of applause to our panelists first.
Apart from awarding the winners, there was a special surprise for 2 companies, which bagged on-the-spot funding at the awards, helping them scale their business and providing a crucial platform to reach out to a larger global audience.
Thank you to the panel in particular, the preeminent people that we've managed to get together today, the ideas, the thoughts that they've shared. Let's mob them in a limited way, I think, as they exit. They are clearly very popular. And from me, personally, thank you to all of you for making the Tech Summit such a success. And it doesn't require me to tell you. You can look around you at how full the room is. You can look in the newspapers and you can look on social media. Thank you.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.